Does it ever feel like you're carrying around a 200-pound invisible backpack? And this backpack is full of all of the things that no one else sees that you do. It also has the emotional burdens, the ruminating thoughts, and the pain and wounds of the past. It's as though we're walking around carrying this, and then we're wondering why our neck and our shoulders hurt, when in all actuality, we need to set down the backpack so that we can move forward and live the life that we are called to live. Hey, my name is Jessica-LaMarre, and I am the founder of Rooted in Worth, a foundation to empower women to reclaim their worth and live out their potential. Today, we're talking about breaking through and healing emotional burdens so that you can connect more deeply to your soul. So let's get started. The first thing that I'll say is all of this is already in a blog at rootedinworth.org, and the blog post is called Break Free from Burnout, Identifying and Releasing Emotional Burdens. So this is just a snapshot of what you could read in there. But what I want to give you insight to is what happens when we carry this backpack. So number one, when we continuously carry this invisible backpack and we don't set it down, is we're just adding more to it. We're stuffing more to it. And what happens is we react. Instead of being calm and responding, we react to whatever is right in front of us because we're just pulling from whatever is in the backpack and we're already worn out from carrying it. So let me give you an example. You snap at your kids or at your partner, or you feel frustrated. You're driving and you yell at the person next to you. You feel irritated and irritable with work, and it seems like all you ever do is complain about work. These are some things that come with living with this backpack that are producing this burnout. Now, in the post, I share with you that burnout is actually a result of us feeling unworthy. We are working so dang hard to prove our worthiness. And what's actually happening with burnout, even though it seems like a horrific experience and we don't want to experience it, is that it's our soul calling us home. Okay? So our higher self is saying, hey, I miss you and I am calling you home. And you're going to get to the point where you miss me too. Okay. And so that's what happens. We get to this point where we're so disconnected from ourselves, disconnected from each other, and disconnected from the divine essence that we get burned out. So if you want to reconnect to your soul, I invite you to try my 3-step rediscovery process, which is a proven process that I talk about in my book, Reclaim Yourself. And in this process, the first step is always to realize what's happening, how are we feeling, what's happening inside of us, so that we can then move to the second step and reconnect. The reconnection is the honor and accept. And then the third step is the release, okay? So we don't have to hold on to it. Now, in the beginning, it may take you 2 to 5 minutes and maybe even 10 to 20 minutes with a journal as you write through something or go through something that you've been struggling with for a long time. Let's say that you snap at your partner whenever a certain something comes up, like money or like having your own time, or him helping or her helping with household chores. Okay, if this is occurring, then that may take a longer time, and that's okay. But know that this process can get down to seconds. So let me give you an example. Let's use the example of relationships, because let's face it, we're all in a relationship with someone, whether that's with ourselves or with others. So if you have a partner and they are, let's say that you're doing all the things around the house and they're watching TV or they're on their phone. That never happens, right? I actually tell that story in the book. And you're just thinking in your mind, it must be nice to get to do whatever you want. It must be nice to get to sit down, or you're frustrated with everything that you have to do. And then you take it out on other people, typically your children. And you're taking out the anger that you actually feel towards them on the people that don't deserve it. Okay. And this happens because we don't know how to communicate clearly in one direction, and so we let it go in another direction, when really all that's needed is internal communication first. So this is how the 3-step rediscovery process helps you. So step number 1, you need to realize, what am I truly feeling? Am I feeling frustrated? Am I feeling irritated? Am I feeling aggravated? Am I feeling taken advantage of? What am I feeling? Then I honor that I'm feeling this. Okay, I'm just going to sit back here because I honor it. I feel it. Where do I feel it in my body? How does it come up inside of me? Is it a little bit of anger and a little bit of rage? It's coming up from below and rising up and wanting to explode out. By the way, this takes a lot of presence. So if you don't get it right on the first 100 tries, no worry, just keep trying, okay? It takes presence to be with how we feel inside of us. That was a joke, by the way. You'll be much quicker. But just be with yourself. Honor how you feel, and you accept that feeling. One of the worst things we could do is ignore how we feel, suppress how we feel, or repress how we feel. The best thing to do is honor and accept how we feel, because all we ever truly want is to be honored and accepted for who we are and how we are. Okay? And so do the emotions, the thoughts, the experiences, the parts that happen that are occurring inside of us. Okay? Now, it doesn't mean we have to do what these parts are asking us to do. It doesn't mean we have to explode. It doesn't mean we have to do certain things. That's behavior. Behavior is separate than honor and acceptance. And then we go to the third step. And the third step is release. Release, we let go. We let in unconditional love. We let a power that is greater than ourselves, that exists within us, that is greater than us and in us, okay, allows that source, that energy to flow through us and to give us the unconditional love that we're craving, the support that we need. And so in this third step, we ask ourselves, what do I need? Okay, well, right now I need help and support. Like, I feel really unsupported. They're sitting over there on their phone, and I'm over here cleaning up all the things that the kids got out, or the dishes, or whatever it may be. And I really don't feel supported, and I still have work to do, and I still want to have time to myself, which probably isn't going to happen tonight because I have all these other things to do. Honor, what do you need? Okay, maybe I just need 5 minutes to myself. And then, what is the best way for me to communicate this message? In a loving way. And this is what's really important, because we can share what we need in a way that doesn't help anybody. Okay? Like I said, behavior, emotion, thought and behavior are separate things. Okay? Behavior is its own category. Behavior is what happens after the thought and the emotion. Okay? So it is the afterthought. So make sure whenever you are having your thought or your emotion arise, you're not instantly acting with a behavior. Okay, because what's happening there is you're bringing it out of the backpack that's been stuffed down for years, and I'm pretty sure it's not exactly what you want to say, and you may regret it later or try to justify it later. So what we could do is say, okay, well, what do I need? I need 5 minutes to myself, and I need help with what is happening here, with the dishes or the cleaning up or whatever. So we can ask our partner in a loving, kind, and respectful way, hey, I need 5 minutes. Do you think just for 5 minutes you can help me with this one thing? Pick one thing, because then it's not hard. Now, here's what I want you to know. Their response is probably not going to be a loving, kind response. Okay? I just want to put that out there right now. It's probably going to be like, fine. Or why can't you just do that later? Why do you need 5 minutes right now? Okay? Because they're not coming from this loving space that you were just in. They're not coming from this higher realm of communication that you were just in. So it's okay if they act like that. That doesn't mean that you don't deserve the time to yourself for 5 minutes or whatever it is that you need. It doesn't mean that you just back away and say, okay, never mind. That's not what that means. It means you say, this is really important to me, and this is what I need in this moment. Are you willing to support me? Do you see how that is completely different than saying something like, well, it must be nice to get to do whatever you want, or it would be nice to get some help in the kitchen. You see the difference there? I don't really want to help the person in the kitchen that's saying those comments, but if I hear someone say, I really need some support and I really need some help, can you just help me with this one thing while I sit in my room for 5 minutes, or while I go take a bath, or whatever it is that you need to do? This is a drastic difference, or maybe not so drastic, in the behaviors in how you've responded before. And that's the power of the 3-step rediscovery process. It's all about shifting our perspective, changing our ways of communication, but most importantly, it's about understanding ourselves and reconnecting to our soul. So Again, you could go to rootedinworth.org/blog to read the blog and the full entire writing that I did on this. Or you could go to just rootedinworth.org and find out about our rooted resources, which are donation based. Either way, I'm sending you so much love and light and hope you have a wonderful day.